To test the responder function, let's start to the Windows machine and try to infect it with ransomware. This is a Windows machine. We have the browser open and we see that it is actually connected to the internet. And we have a command window open where we start pinging google.com, so we will know when the connection actually is lost, if it is. The Process Explorer is an attempt to show all the processes that are running actively on the system, and as you can see, there are no agents, AVs, or anything of that sort running right now. Now let's go ahead and download a ransomware. Ryuk ransomware has been doing the rounds recently as a very successful ransomware as of August 2018. So let's start and go ahead and launch that. Let's click Run and run the ransomware. Now, as soon as we run the ransomware, we will notice that the ransomware executable is actually launched and running on the Process Explorer. In a moment, you will see that the process is actually suspended. There you go. The process is actually suspended by the agentless quarantine system we have called BlueGenie. It's completely agentless, and you'll also notice that the ping commands have started to fail. Right? What has happened here is that the agentless BlueGenie has seen the ransomware getting downloaded over the network, analyzed it, realized it's ransomware, connected to the system remotely, suspended the offending processes, and quarantined the system so it doesn't spread, even if the suspension is not successful. So now, as you can see, the system can no longer communicate with anything outside of itself, but the analyst will be able to communicate with this because obviously we are still connected and active on the system. Right? Now let's go back into the interface and see how the interface looks. Let's refresh. And see, we notice that the Ryuk ransomware we just executed was caught, and there's an orange bar across the incident. Now, the reason the orange bar exists is to notify the analyst that there has been action taken already on this system and it's quarantined. Now, if you look at the detections, we'll notice that we identified it as ransomware, and that's why an automated action was taken. Let's double click on it to see more details. Obviously, there's an orange box, quarantined. You see the source from where it was downloaded, the destination workstation it was actually going into, and the MD5 and the SHA-256 signatures of this particular ransomware, and the timestamp when it came in. Obviously, the detection labels exist here also. So it was acting as a Trojan. It was also acting as a ransomware, with the detection rating of 5 and 5, which is the highest any malicious file can get. We have seen the machine learning model has also picked this up as malicious, and the Trojans, which shares over 90 to 95% of its code with over 5,000 known Trojans. Right? For the experienced analysts, the information on exactly what executed after what on a system is given in detail here to your right side. And for a level 1 analyst, as to why this file was captured as ransomware, the details in a plain English are given over here. Now, for the starters, let's go ahead. We know it is already quarantined, so let's go ahead and clean this. The clean function brings up a window where you can see the processes that it's going to clean, the hash of the processes that are going to be cleaned, and the registry entries it has seen being modified, and it's going to clean those. Click Submit, and you should see the file being cleaned up in the VM system. Now there you go. The executable has been cleaned. The process no longer exists, right? And all the registry entries would have been gone by now. So this is the agentless system connecting remotely, wiping and killing the processes that are actually available and cleaning the system so this ransomware doesn't start again. Now we'll notice that the system is still quarantined. You can also go ahead and unquarantine it or release it from quarantine. Let's go back to the interface. And you can click on Release. brings up a window which is telling you that it's going to release and it can communicate back with the system. Are you sure you want to proceed? In this case, yes, I'm very sure. Click on yes, and you will see the release has been successful. Let's go back into the VM, and our ping should start succeeding any moment now. Right? There we go. The pings have started succeeding. Notice how all along the analyst was able to communicate with the endpoint, but the endpoint itself was never able to communicate with anything outside of itself. Right? There are no third-party dependencies. Everything is completely agentless. There's no need for any agent installation. There's no need for integrating into your switch network. No need for integrating into any of your systems. It's completely agentless. Thanks for watching.